Hello, welcome back to this week. Marit's face is just right there. I'm like, okay.
We're ready.
Today we're gonna be, going and discussing a differences in culture and some things that are the same because the Netherlands is slowly Americanizing in some aspects, as I think a lot of
Yes.
different countries have. And then just still seeing what the cultural roots, what are the still like unique favorites of the Netherlands and the US that are uniquely focused in their culture. As we have approached fall, this is the first fall week for me. It's been like high of
Yep.
20s and low of 9, so Celsius, that is. I have
Same.
no idea if that is Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
calculators,
So
so
exactly. I just Google it. Yeah. So today, October 10th, I believe, as we record this, and fall is officially here. So, like Leah said, we're going to be talking about differences and similarities in fall traditions and things that we do differently or the same in the different cultures when it comes to fun fall stuff. So you want to start it out by some fun things that we do?
yeah, so I think let's start out with some things that are both pretty similar due to either just fall festivities in general or things that have slowly become more
Americanized.
Americanized over there. So I guess
Yeah.
we can all say with the cooling of weather, changing of weather, leaves change, foliage change, different things like that. So fall hikes, walks, anything like that, I think is pretty common, especially around
Yeah.
here anyway. And those that live in more
Um,
mountain regions.
yeah, so we don't have that. We don't have mountains or either hills, really. We are pretty flat, but we tend to go to the woods and just do a nice hike through the woods,
That
as
works.
yeah, as the colors are changing and or the leaves are changing color, I would say.
You get the same
And
effect, really. I mean, you may not have to be as strenuous, but you get the same effect.
yeah, you get the same effect with less effort,
Oh, yeah.
honestly.
The
Yeah, but
views
sorry if
may
my
not be the
nose.
same.
No, definitely not. But sorry if my nose is a bit annoying. It's annoying me for sure. But it's been stuffed for like 3 months now. And
Honestly, I can't really tell a difference. So if I don't know if
okay.
that's me not remembering what you sound like or if it just doesn't make a difference.
Okay. Well, that's good, but it's definitely my nose is all clogged up and I saw a doctor a few weeks ago, but I'm going back this Friday, so hopefully I get it fixed very soon. I'm just gonna cut off my nose and it's gonna be over. So
This
then
makes
I'll
your
be looking
taste
like
buds feel better.
that too. Like the other day, my mom made some delicious dinner, and I was like, I can't taste anything. So,
You have long COVID.
honestly, I don't know what it is, but I guess I'm gonna figure that out. But anyway, that's besides the point. I just wanted to throw that out there, in case someone was like, "What the hell's going on?"
All right. So I mean, I guess I guess something else that we kind of both do, I guess, is all things pumpkin. Pumpkin patch, pumpkin picking, along with I guess apple picking, and then all things pumpkin, apple spice, everything to an
Yeah,
annoying degree.
I do have to say, from my years in the United States, apple picking and pumpkin picking, very popular.
Yes.
Almost every town, state, wherever you go, there is a pumpkin patch and an apple picking field.
Yeah.
Um, on my
I think there's
Instagram,
five like that are currently advertised right now within an hour of St. Charles.
yeah, that's not the same here. I've seen like pictures on Instagram and Snapchat for people that have been going to pumpkin patches to pick pumpkins in the United States. But here, it's much less popular, but it is becoming more popular to go to a pumpkin farm instead of a patch. And pick yourself a nice pumpkin. Pumpkin spice has definitely been increasing in popularity as well. Um, with Starbucks being here, pumpkin spice lattes, that kind of stuff. But pumpkin pie isn't really a thing here, but I know it
Yeah,
is
I
there.
think that's a US thing.
It must be.
I think it has to really around Thanksgiving, which we'll get to, but I think
Yeah,
that's kind of like where it stems from.
probably. I mean, here we don't really have the same pies as in the United States, like pecan pie either. Like we don't.
Oh, I love that. That's like
I know
my
you do.
go-to pie. Don't like pumpkin, but
I don't like
um,
pumpkin either. I like
I
pumpkin
don't know what
soup.
it is. See, even then, I'm not real sure.
Oh,
Like, I just
well,
could care less about pumpkin.
I mean, honestly, I haven't had it in a few years, but our stores have like these packets that contain fresh produce and it has a recipe on it. So with the ingredients in it, you can make a dish. And one of them is pumpkin soup. So it has like three little pumpkins in there, and then it just has all the ingredients and the directions on how to make pumpkin soup. So maybe I'll do that this year because it was really good the last time I made it.
Might as
It's just
well,
a
especially when
hassle.
it gets cold.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but other than that, I'm not really a pumpkin fan.
I've had squash soup, which I'm okay with. And maybe not. There's pumpkin in some of them. I don't know. Because pumpkin's a squash, so I don't know. But like straight pumpkin soup, it's like, I don't know, take or leave for me.
It might also have been like a mix of pumpkin and squash soup. I'm not
Well, yeah,
sure.
for yours.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know.
because it definitely
But
had
yeah,
more flavor than just straight up pumpkin.
yeah.
And it had like the little green ones.
Mm,
So
I don't know
I
what
don't
those
know.
called.
I don't know either. Oh my God. Sidetrack. I saw this lady on TikTok the other day,
Yeah.
and she had like this big ass green pumpkin, but she thought it was a watermelon. So she was like, "Oh my God, guys, I've got a watermelon out of my own like yard, and I'm gonna cut it open and show you." So she cut it, and it was all yellow from the inside, and she was so confused. She was like, "How did this get yellow?" And as she like tasted it, she was like, "This definitely tastes like squash." She Loki just forgot that she had grown squash inside of her garden and assumed that it was a watermelon, even though she never planted a watermelon. So she was
Yeah,
just
I think
messed
that
up.
must be theatrics for some TikTok content.
Honestly, she seemed quite legit, but you never know. You
I don't
never
know.
know. But she genuinely looked surprised. But
I don't know then.
I don't know either. It was just funny. I was like, dude, that's one big watermelon in the fall. Doesn't add up. Um,
Oh, geez.
so another thing that I think a lot of countries have in common, not just the United States and the Netherlands, are haunted houses.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, so I've been in the United States, as everybody knows, the last 5 years, but I haven't really been in the loop of what's going on here as much during those seasons.
Yeah.
But what I do know from the United States is that it's a big deal. Like they have haunted houses everywhere. Um, you just
It's
go
almost as
there.
big as pumpkin patches.
Right. And I think it's the same contrast. Like we have haunted houses, but in the same, I don't know, scale as pumpkin patches
Yeah,
compared to the United States. Um, the way I compare it to is that I've been in prison for 5 years and I'm now reintegrating into society back in the Netherlands because
that's fair.
everything is
Yeah.
like new to me. It's like, whoa, what? This has been happening?
Well, you left at 17 and now you come back at what, 23?
22,
Almost 23. So 22.
almost
So you're
23.
gone for almost almost really like 5.5 years, really.
Yeah,
Um, and you kind of, if you're not there for the seasons, because I know it's the same as back home. I mean, I still we're opposite, so it kind of is the same and kind of isn't the same.
right. It's just
Because like their seasons are
flipped.
opposite than us. So like it's fall here, but if I was to go back, it would be spring.
Yeah,
Um, and I
that's
used to go
weird.
back every winter, so
Summer,
for US summer break, but it would be winter there. So I had like
right.
3 years straight winter. So like those things I know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, for me,
but
I
when
always
you're
came back
not,
in the summer.
yeah.
So I've experienced the summer.
So like when you're not there for those seasons, you really lose track or like you lose those like up to date memories of
Right.
how your place or your culture, or your home, your whatever you want to call it, celebrates that season.
Like I know what it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Lots of rain, pretty chill days. Um, but I wasn't really looking at things to do or trying to do fall activities because I was swimming, so I didn't have
Mhm.
time. And I was 17 years old or 16. I don't go out and do stuff like that like I do now. Now I
You're
have
just
the
at a
age that
different
I,
time in your life because
right.
at 16, you're still that line where parties is still a big thing.
Oh, I never partied. Not at home.
That's fair, I didn't either.
Yeah, my life was swimming
Yeah.
like all the time. Um, but now it's fun to experience. But I have to say, with global warming, fall isn't what it used to be like. Like the temperature is a lot warmer already this time of year
Oh,
than it
really?
was 5 years ago. Yeah, like usually
It's
it would have been raining now too, way more. And it's still like today it was 22 degrees out Celsius. Um, Only next week it's starting to get lower to like 12, 13 during the day.
dude, that's winter time. Screw that. No way.
No, wintertime is like 4.
No, no. Mm-mm. I am happy right now. It is like between 18 and 22 Celsius during the day, and I'm living the nicest life ever. I don't like it when it drops below like 17. That is winter, and I am not leaving without like 2 layers of sweatpants, 3 jackets. It's just
Okay,
not gonna happen.
that's a little excessive, don't you think?
Absolutely not. I hate
Like,
summer and I hate humidity and I hate heat. I hate the cold just as bad. The two seasons of which I could die, I hate.
that's that's perfect. Um, so yeah, haunted houses. Pretty cool. Not a biggest fan of them, honestly.
I've never done one. I don't ever plan on doing it. I get scared
I
way too
don't
easy.
I don't think I've done one. The thing that we did though last year with the Lewis swimming team, they had like this fall Halloween festivities at a park and they had this haunted um hayride where you
Hmm.
would sit in the back of one of those tractor thingies.
Yeah.
and it had a bunch of like Halloweeny things. I think that's the closest I've come to doing a haunted house. But then
Did
it
you
was a
ever
haunted
do the
hayride.
haunted house at Lindenwood?
Oh yes, I did those. I totally
Yeah.
forgot about
I won't
those.
even do that. I won't even
Oh,
do this.
they were not very scary in my opinion.
Oh
Um,
no, they're targeted toward like 8-year-old kids.
yeah, I was just
It's
about
on
to
a
say like they're
college
also
campus.
for the community. So
Yeah. It's on a college campus, but it's literally a fundraiser for Lindenwood. So they target it towards 8 to 12-year-olds. So people
yeah.
bring like families bring it's like a family outing thing.
Honestly, Dark Carnival was one of the funnest activities at Lindenwood.
Really?
Yeah, it was such a good vibe.
I was never a fan. I thought it was quite boring.
Oh, well, you also have very different interest when it comes to that stuff, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, just like the rides and stuff too. Like they were just like to me. It was targeted literally towards 8 to 12-year-olds,
It
and
was, but it was also a fun time to get together with people and just hang out.
yeah, I guess I don't know. I went to the trunk or treat station outside the Lark. I remember that.
Oh, that's not really fun in my opinion.
No, but I got lots of free Hershey candy bars.
That's all you do
So
it for.
then I left because I felt bad because there was like a bunch of 6-year-olds trying to get candy, and I'm just carrying.
You're just grabbing everything.
Like, yeah, I'm leaving now. Bye.
Oh, that's amazing.
No,
So
I
what do you
always
think?
like the
Oh,
vibe of the Winterfest
I'm
better
trying
than
to
Dark
remember
Carnival. The one with
what
the
we did.
lights, you know, the
Oh
one that we
yeah,
set those
yeah.
candles up
Oh
for
my
every year.
God, where our hands were frozen solid by the end.
I have to say though, last year, complete joke. Complete joke.
Why? You
I
told me, but I
mean,
forgot.
there was no activities there. Like normally they have that tent full of little craft things you can
Yeah.
do, which some are good and some are like Dollar Tree throwaway stuff, but no tent of that was there last year. The one building that you would go in and have hot chocolate and apple cider with, Mr. and Mrs. Qualls or whatever,
Yeah.
not a thing.
Oh,
No cookies, no refreshments at that station either. Um, they had
so was it just
remember
the
when they
lights or?
literally, but the way we did them last year, they didn't even illuminate, so you were just walking around with like normal spotlights. It was a complete joke.
That's so sad because that was always so much fun. Like to see the candles in the night.
I always liked it because I mean, it was just something you could just grab like hot chocolate or apple cider, whatever you like, and just
Yeah,
walk through. It was just, a little bit
peaceful.
chilly, but you could, it just was like almost like it could be used as like a reset time. Like, just
Yeah.
with a small group or yourself, whatever, you could just like walk through, see what's going on, grab, a drink and be done. But last year it was less than exciting. And I spent 4 hours, not 4 hours, but probably close to two doing that shit last year with the team.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah. So I don't know what it's gonna be like this year. Maybe we'll spin through Dark Carnival at some point coming up. I don't remember what weekend it's on.
Maybe. Huh.
See if they got anything. But speaking of community, I guess it could be community economic Black Friday shopping deals. That's
Oh,
economic, right?
that's definitely economic. It's bad
Um, I know
for
the US has
the
had this, God, I probably for decades, since maybe even a century, um, because it revolves around football and Thanksgiving. But I know it's become a big deal where it's basically the entire month of October now because you have Walmart going into it, you have Target Circle deals going in for a whole week. Then you have
Yeah.
Black Friday that turned into Cyber Monday, and then you have Amazon Prime Days. Like it's the whole month of October now. It's just like one
Yeah.
giant Black Friday sale.
Because it used to be where on Black Friday the stores would do like big deals so people would
Yeah, it'd be
line
24
up.
hours only. 24 hours only.
Yeah.
You would have to go to this before online really existed. You get up, you get there like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, or you'd stay up at midnight, or like, and it was first come, first serve, and a lot of times stores just ran out. And it's like a big
Yeah.
deal. Like you see all these pictures of malls where you can't physically move because everyone just goes. And it's like herds of elephants, but humans. But it's not like that anymore. It's mostly online. Like, yeah, you still get in store stuff, but it's all online.
Yeah.
Um, and it's all month long. Like all month long, you can get stuff.
I know with like different gym brands, like they have a Black Friday week. It starts on like
Hmm.
Monday and then ends on Friday.
Yeah,
But the Netherlands has adopted that too. I always think a few years back it's like 2 years, but it's been way longer than that. Um, it probably has been like a decade now that we've adopted that slowly,
yeah,
and um, the entire Netherlands is just Americanizing. We're
yeah,
taking stuff from the United States and adapting it in our culture as well. But yeah, Black Friday deals are big, and like my sister last year, she booked a cruise and then with Royal Caribbean, and then on
hmm
Black Friday they bought like their drinks package because it was
hmm
way cheaper. So sometimes those deals are very beneficial, I'd
yeah. They're
say.
definitely advantageous if you can hit, like if it hits right where you need it, but if it
I'm gonna
doesn't,
see if I can get some gym clothes on Black Friday.
nice.
Yeah,
I'm broke. I don't have money to buy shit.
I don't
But I
either.
guess I got a month.
Um,
Got a month to save.
yeah, exactly. So then by that time you'll be less broke or
Yeah.
the same amount of broke.
Um, true. But then I guess speaking of, I guess the origin of Black Friday, obviously one pretty major fall holiday, probably the major fall holiday in the US is Thanksgiving. I know it's not a Netherland holiday. It's
So
a holiday revolving around food and I guess friends
yeah,
and family.
I was about to ask, like, for people that are not from the United States and who are maybe watching or listening to this podcast, what is the history of Thanksgiving? And can you give a little bit of more information about that because it is major in the United States?
It is major. It came about, and regardless of what you think, because I know people have very different opinions of this. Um, it came about because when settlers came over to New England, so Massachusetts area, they were hit by very harsh winters that they weren't expecting, and they had no food. And so the Native Americans helped them out. This is a very like kindergarten brief story. Obviously, there's way more to it, but Native Americans helped them out, and regardless of now politics of what you believe, they had this meal together, both the Native Americans and the new settlers. And that's kind of where it came about because it was their way of thanking the Native Americans for helping them. And just, kind of like a peace treaty type thing,
Yeah.
by sharing food. And so that's kind of where, that's why you gather family and friends. So you have Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, all that stuff that kind of developed out of Thanksgiving. And then you have the you know, big giant buffet of food because, it revolves around sharing
Yeah.
of food. And then I don't really know how accurate our current traditional Thanksgiving meal of turkey dressing, different souffles, uh,
Cranberry sauce,
cranberry sauce,
ham.
pies, sweet potatoes, baked potatoes, like mashed potatoes. I don't know how accurate. I don't think any of that corn on the cob, like I'm sure they didn't have all that. And I'm not sure where the like tradition for those came down. I
Yeah.
think turkey is definitely probably one of those things that they did have. And that's why turkey kind of is a big thing because up there's wild turkeys. But in terms of and potatoes were probably a thing because it's something that could be grown in the ground. But in terms of everything else, I'm like, I'm not really sure where it came from. And I'm
Cranberry
pretty
sauce.
sure pineapple souffle was not a thing. Or pumpkin
They were
pie.
some bougie Afro Native Americans.
Yeah, so I'm not sure where like the actual food traditions come from, but that's kind of just like the meaning behind it. It is, that's why it's an American holiday. Canada had one like yesterday. Their Thanksgiving was yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure their history. But they do have like a Thanksgiving day. But for the US, that's pretty much like why it's so big is because a pretty significant event within our history of our nation. So
And
now
what
the
is
other thing
your
that goes along with that, football, that's not a tradition. I don't that's
oh no, they definitely used to play football back in the
oh
day.
yeah, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, it's the Native Americans with those big giant helmets.
What would you say is your favorite like Thanksgiving food?
Oh, that's hard. Depends who
Except for
cooks.
pecan pie.
Depends It depends who cooks. Um, Pineapple souffle is good. Dressing is good, but it has to be done
Oh,
right.
I
Has
love
to.
me some dressing.
Sweet potato casserole is also really good, but it
With the
has to be done right.
marshmallows.
Yeah, it
Oh.
has to be done right though, because if it's not done right, then I could care less. Um, Green beans. If I had to pick one, it would probably be ooh, ooh, cornbread too. Cornbread's in there. Ooh, I love cornbread.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
know if I could
difficult
pick one.
question. So,
A really good homemade dressing. Either
yeah,
that or sweet potato casserole. It's probably one of my two go-tos.
I think for me too. Um, yeah, I love stuffing.
But it has to be done right. I've had some pretty bad made stuffing. I don't know if it was like a box or a bag or I don't know what went wrong, but I've had some
I
pretty
mean,
bad ones and I've had some really good ones.
the Thanksgiving dinners or yeah, foods that I've had was at your grandma's and then last year at Michael's.
Yeah.
And those were all pretty good. I mean, I don't know if there's better ones out there, but if there are, I definitely want to try it.
Well, I mean, not to I don't think any of my family actually listens to this, but grandma's stuffing is not that I've
No?
had way better. I've had way better.
Okay.
My grandfather slash my mom's parents make homemade dressing way like 200 times better than
Okay.
yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. I just like theirs better.
Huh. Well, good to know.
You
Good
know what
to
I'm saying?
know.
There's like a ranking here of
Yeah, like how I
the
got my top five in Dutch apple pies. You've got your top
Yeah.
five and Thanksgiving
As long as there's
dressings.
no ranch dressing on that apple pie.
Oh my God. We don't get to that now. That's a disgrace for my apple pie, honestly. Doing me dirty like that.
All
That's
right.
okay.
So I guess part of Thanksgiving, is that Thanksgiving afternoon football game, which is not my thing, but that's very much a US thing. Tailgating all through fall. It's all football season. It's a huge pastime for Americans. We'll just run through that. Not a big fan. Don't care. Even though TikTok football, I know more about football now than I ever have because of TikTok football. Thank you, Taylor Swift, and all of the TikTok
Oh my
football.
God. It blew up.
Dude, I can name like 10 players now that play for the NFL, and that is a record for me.
That's like
I also now know who wins and who doesn't win thanks to TikTok. So
a
thank you, TikTok, for educating me in my American culture.
I bet they're welcome.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Um, so one thing that's pretty big here, we obviously live close to Germany,
Mhm.
Oktoberfest. But I have to say, I believe it's still technically in the summer, Oktoberfest, when it's not officially fall yet.
Don't you guys do it like end of September?
Yeah, in September.
Yeah, so I think it's still fall.
Okay, I'm not sure. So don't quote me on that. But it's like the end of summer, beginning of fall.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of beer and a bunch of partying. I've never gone. I don't really have the desire to do so.
What is Wine
Uh,
Fest? Is it the same thing but with wine?
Um, so Winefest, not really. It's so like okay. I told you right about the stores that have all the Christmas decorations up and stuff and the winter like
Yeah.
markets. So in Germany and now nowadays elsewhere too, they have Christmas markets where you go and can buy a bunch of things from little stands.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also buy glühwein. So it's warm wine.
Oh, I've actually had that before. It's actually pretty good. It doesn't even taste like wine.
Oh, I hate it.
It tastes like a cidery
I
type
don't like it at
thing.
all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like a warm sangria, but like more spicy,
Yeah,
like an
see,
apple cider.
I don't do that.
You don't like sweet wine though. That's why I like
I
it.
don't. I know. And especially not warm. So I think that's what people mean when they talk about Winefest is just the
Mm-hmm.
Christmas markets where they sell the glühwein. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we've already talked about going to a Christmas market like this year in
Nice. That'll be
Germany.
fun.
Yeah. Because we live so close to the
It's
border, so
not a
it's literally
thing
like
here.
an hour drive. That's
Yeah,
such a
I mean,
shame. It's so
Oktoberfest
much
is
fun.
trying. Oktoberfest is trying, but it's just an excuse really for everyone to get drunk. It's not a culture thing at all here.
Right. It's
Um,
just to have another party.
yeah, it's like St. Patrick's Day, like Mardi Gras. Like, yeah, we'll just take another country's holiday or
Festivities,
festival
yeah.
and we'll adapt it just so we have an excuse to drink. I mean, that's what
That's
it is.
fair.
But the only reason I know about that wine, the what you call it, the Glugen
The
wine,
glühwein, yeah. Glühwein.
yeah, is because Aldi actually sells it
Oh
at
yeah.
in the fall because Aldi is a German
Yeah.
company, and so they import it. I mean, obviously it's not good as fresh, but you can import it and then you heat it up. Um,
Yeah.
and that's the only reason I had it. I had it last year for the first time because Aldi brought it. But yeah, I actually didn't mind it. Obviously, it's not the same as like the fresh stuff, but I didn't mind it.
I always go to the Christmas market for currywurst.
What's that?
Eh,
Oh, candles.
no.
No,
Currywurst.
what are those?
Curry sausages.
I have no idea.
It's basically just a bratwurst with curry sauce.
Interesting.
It's top tier food right there. And mushrooms and garlic sauce.
Hmm,
Delicious.
nice.
Yeah, the
Nice.
Germans know how to prepare some food.
Well, you're not German.
I know, but we go to Germany for that.
Just hop the border, right? It's like the next state over.
Yeah, exactly. It's an hour drive and then we're in Ake.
Yeah. I mean,
So
so yeah, those are obviously not everything that we have on our list, but those are some major things that we had. So, just wrapping this up, if you want to learn some more about our unique culture and what we think are similar and different and just learn some new things, feel free to go check out our blog. It's going to be up this week
yeah.
and learn a little bit about how different places around the world celebrate fall.
Yep. And make sure to check us out on TikTok, on Instagram, on Spotify, where, well, this is also posted on Spotify, but um, we're everywhere on social media. Trying to get more involved into TikTok, so keep updated.
And every platform shows a little bit different point of view. So it's also really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That's a good point. You don't get the
So
same
get the
content
get the
everywhere.
full get the full picture. Get the full picture,
Yeah,
right?
get the full experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you next time, hopefully.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.